Shri Chaitanya Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swabhadam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Guru Vaishnava Shri Rupa Sajaja Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sadivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Sarana Lalita Shri Vishnu He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Kanta Kachana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavane Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Panchakakataru Vyasya Kripasevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna. Welcome. So while we wait for others to join, we can continue. So today we're going to continue from mantra 3, right? Verse 3. This verse 3 is a very, very important one. Very, very important one. How many of us have done our assignment? How many have done our assignment? Fine, Prabhu, you are smiling. It's like you have not done your assignment. The smile looks so very conspicuous. You can unmute yourself and speak. I want to hear how many of us have done our assignment.
Yeah.
How many have you done your assignment?
Yeah, I have read the mantra 3.
Have you done the assignment?
Prabhu.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Have you done the assignment I gave you last week, Friday?
Yeah, the summarize in 3 minutes.
Prabhu, I'm asking yes or no question. I'm not asking explain. Have you done your assignment?
Yeah, I've done it in my understanding.
Prabhu, I'm asking for yes or no question. I didn't say explain. Have you done your assignment?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let's leave it like that. That's right, Prabhu. Have you done your assignment?
Yes, Prabhu.
Simple. Straightforward. Yes, that is all. Not explaining. Okay, who is here? Is Prabhuji here? Kutamba Prabhu is not using his mic, so he will not be able to hear what we are saying. And Mother Ashaya, have you done your assignment? Ashaya Mataji, have you done your assignment?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yes.
You have done it? You have done the assignment?
You told me to just share, right?
Huh?
To share?
No, I'm asking question. Have you done your assignment I gave last Friday?
Uh, yes, it's just sharing. I remember you told us to share.
Is that?
It's sharing.
You have not done it.
I thought we will just share, yes.
Okay, you have not done it. Okay. So let's start from Rasanraj Prabhu. Prabhu is very confident. I'm good with that. Let's start. We, I will give you 5 minutes.
5
Okay.
minutes.
Yes.
I think I think I
Because you
can
are very
finish.
confident. Let me give you 5 minutes.
I think I can finish in 2 minutes. No problem. Very fast.
You asked me for less time. It's okay. It's okay.
So
no
I can
problem.
give.
I
So
give
I
you
can
5
also.
minutes. If you use less than 5 minutes, you still have some time to give away. No problem. Okay.
Okay. I was actually just gonna make some time for others as well to speak more.
Yeah. No, let's that, please. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So you ask us to how can we apply this 6 principles from the third text that we have discussed from last time. So just gonna read back those 6 examples or those 6 principles, which are being enthusiastic, endeavoring with confidence, being patient, acting according to regulative principles such as Sharabanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing, chanting, and remembering Krishna, abandoning the association of non-devotees, and following in the footsteps of previous acharyas. So, for me, I just wrote down what I can. I mean, I'm not gonna force myself to because I'm also struggling. But here's what I came up with. So number one, with being enthusiastic, I will try to, as much as possible, to participate in discussions with the scriptures such as this. I'm taking advantage of this, and thank you very much, Prabhu, for allowing me to join this very wonderful class for Nectar of Instruction. So I'm learning a lot, and hopefully I can keep up. But I can promise that I can join. Maybe my schedule will change. I don't know, but I will let you know. So yeah, for being enthusiastic, I will try my best to participate as much as possible. And then endeavoring with confidence. For this, what I wrote down is I will try to read ahead before the class or discussions like this, so I can participate with confidence, and I can share whatever little understanding that I can share with others. Number three, being patient. This is actually gonna be hard for me. This is going to be hard because I right now I don't know. I'm a little impatient, but I don't know. I know that I can improve on that. I will work on that, and I will try to be as patient as possible as I can. And then number four is acting according to regulative principles such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Vishnu Smaranam. So for this, put an example, because we also just started again our Bhakti Briksha. So for that, I can say that by doing that or continuing my sadhana, whatever I'm already practicing, and then associating more with devotees, so I think it will help me as well, being surrounded with devotees with the practice to be more serious. And then number five, abandoning association of the non-devotees. This is also gonna be hard for me, but I'm gonna work on this because I'm living outside. I associate with non-devotees most of the time. But yeah, this is a work in progress. I can manage this. what I learned from what we've discussed, not taking their association, but for us to give our association to them. Only speaking as much as possible Krishna consciousness, or at least somehow dovetail or the conversation to somehow fruitful like Krishna consciousness. And then number 6 is following the footsteps of previous acharyas. So for this, I think as much as possible, I will try to follow Srila Prabhupada's teachings. And then also hearing more with my Guru Maharaj's lecture and following with his orders and instructions. So that's it. Thank you. Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
very much. Very nice. I really appreciate the way you personalize it, because that is the essence of the question, to tell us how you are going to practically apply this principle in your life. Thank you for doing that. Moreover, I ask us to study Srila Prabhupada's purport and pick some point from that and how we are going to apply that in our life. So maybe moving forward next time, we should make reference to Srila Prabhupada's purport. But in general, you really show us how you are going to practically apply it in your life, which is very wonderful. Thank you very much. And also regarding the patients, actually the patient they are talking is not about being patient with our fellow devotee and other devotees. The patient we're talking about here is a patient of waiting for the result of bhakti. Means that the result of bhakti is to develop pure love for Krishna. And because pure bhakti is Krishna's property, and he doesn't give it anyhow to anyone. So he decides when he will give it. So sometimes the body may be engaging in devotional service for a long time and still struggling with his bad habits, and he's not getting the result of pure devotional service. So that principle of Nisaya Daryat is to be patient and surrender to Krishna. So that is the patient talking in that verse. So thank you very much, Prabhu, for taking the lead step to go first. Thank you. So who has really gone through the purport to going to give his own presentation? Let's have that person come forward to speak. If you have not gone to the purport, don't worry. Then we are going to go through it together. But if you have gone through the purport and you have summarized it, then you can unmute your mic and share with us.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so I want to share a short understanding of text 3 and in the purport, which is
We are not asking for understanding. We are talking about personal application.
all right.
Understanding is different from personal application. How you are going to apply it in your devotional practice. That's what we are discussing.
Yeah, okay. So how I am going to apply this? So these 6 principles, in number 1, we need to follow being enthusiastic. Yes, I want to. That's why we moved very close to the temple, being enthusiastic to do the seva in our free time. We have, every day we do the seva, especially the Sunday, we have the food for life. So I think I apply being enthusiastic because it needs more energy to do it, doing seva as much as possible. Then endeavoring with confidence, we can endeavor this as much as we make association with the devotees. We have the instruction of our
what did Srila Prabhupada talk about being endeavoring with confidence? I want you to speak Prabhupada's explanation, then you tell us how you are going to, because we already heard from Rasadai Prabhu, just reading from the verse, how we are going to apply it. Now we want to hear something different from what we have read from the purport. Okay?
Yes. So I want to make this short about the 6 principles for everyday my daily life. These 6 principles, as much as possible, I am applying all these principles. Then aside from this, we have the 9 process of devotion. And this 9 process of devotions, by hearing, by doing the japa meditation every day, chanting His glory, remembering the Lord, doing darshan, serving the lotus feet, worshiping the deity, offering obeisances unto the Lord, acting as Lord's servant, making friends with the Lord, surrendering oneself fully to the Lord. In my everyday endeavors, when I visit the temple, I think I am applying all of these 9 practices of devotion as much as possible. So in the last purport, there is all the devotees of the Lord are under protection of the supreme potency. They should not deviate from the path of devotional service. And this is what gives me a good point. They should not deviate from the path of devotional service and take to the path of Bhakti, Jnani, or Yogi. This is called Utsaha, Niskaya, Dairat, Tat Karma, Pravartana. Enthusiastically executing the regulative activities of devotional service with patience and confidence. In this way, we can advance in devotional service without hindrance. So, in my experience, as much as I am associating with the devotees, with my senior devotees, and under the instruction here in the temple, I can develop all these principles and the 9 process, plus we are practicing the 4 regulative principles. So I think that is what I want to share. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Okay. Anybody has studied the purport and you want to bring some important points from the purport?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Shitya Mataji. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Please.
I read this one, the summarize of Nectar of Instruction, text 3.
Yes.
In this verse, 6 principles that is referable to the execution of pure devotional service are wonderfully mentioned. Number 1, being enthusiastic. Srila Prabhupada mentioned in his purport the International Society for Krishna Consciousness is giving such a chance to humanity at large. One may take advantage to accept this opportunity to return home back to the Godhead very enthusiastically. Without enthusiasm, one cannot be successful. Number 2, endeavoring with confidence. Endeavor executive with intelligence in Krishna consciousness is called Hotsana or enthusiasm. Number 3, being patient. Activities in Krishna consciousness must be executed with patience. One should not be impatient. Srila Prabhupada said that he indeed started the Krishna consciousness movement single-handed. At the first, there used a respond, but because he continued to execute Blend's devotional service with patience, people gradually began to understand the importance of the movement. The successful execution of Krishna consciousness activities requires both patience and confidence. Therefore, there are for 9 processes of devotional service, one that follows. hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, worshiping, offering obeisances, being Lord's servant, making friends with the Lord, surrendering to the Lord. Hearing is the first step of the acquiring transcendental knowledge. Prabhupada mentioned that we should approach a bona fide spiritual knowledge and inquire from him submissively. The car import knowledge into you because he has sent that truth. When by good fortune one comes in contact with pure devotees and hears from him patiently, one begins to follow the path of devotional service. In all phases of life, one to perform devotional service under the direction of the spiritual master in order to attain perfection in Bhakti Yogi. One has to live in the company of pure devotees and for the relative principle laid down by the previous are carried as furthermore in order to be successful in devotional service. One must give up the association of undesirable people. If one strictly follows the advice given in this verse by Srila Rupa Goswami, namely being enthusiastic, being confident, being patient, giving of the association of unwanted person, follow the regulative principles, and teaching in the association of devotees. One is the sure to advance in devotional service. That's all, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Mata Chintia. You have done the assignment.
Very hard.
You have done the assignment. Thank you. You are endeavored to do the assignment. I'm very grateful. We don't even need to read the purpose again after hearing Mother Chintia's summary. I think all of us should just go and come tomorrow because she has summarized it. So very nice.
Very hard for me.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate your enthusiastic endeavor to do that. This is what we call enthusiasm. Okay. So whenever we are asked to do assignment before the class, it's very, very important to make down your notes. When you make that your notes, those notes become your reference in the future. Even when you want to speak to others, you want to give lecture, all those things. So thank you very much for doing this assignment. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. So we can start from, can you hear me? Am I audible? Hare Krishna.
Now we can hear you, yes.
Yeah, okay, can you hear me? Very good, thank you. Mother Chinta, you want, Ashaya, you want to read your own assignment?
Yeah, I can
Want to
share.
share?
Yeah, I can share. So, since Mother Achintya Rupa have read almost everything, I just want to share this. So, complete confidence in the path of devotional service will enable one to attain his desired goal.
No. Now yes, personal application, not another person. What Prabhupada say and how we are going to apply it.
I have read in the Nectar of Instructions that
Okay, good.
in the other books by Srila Prabhupada that complete confidence in the path of devotional service will enable one to attain his desired goal. By attempting to follow other paths will only succeed in making one restless.
So how are you going to apply complete confidence in your devotional practice?
We should strictly follow the advice given.
Not we. I'm asking you. This is a personal application question.
Sorry. Yes, we.
Yes. You have to say I, not we. I.
So, for example, like me, I'm living outside the temple. So, I had a Gaura-Nitai deities. So, I should strictly follow trying to do the, how do you call it, Mangar Arati, and then trying to really like serve it, serve the deities, feed, offer prasadam to them. Because if you're away from the association of the devotees and if you're not strict with your sadhana, the mind of the people around you can contaminate you big time. So this is my realization, yes. And
Thank you
then,
very much.
yes, strictly following also like having this association like what we have every day. It's very important, like us living outside the temple. So that's all. Thank you for.
Thank you very much for sharing that. So now, let's dive deep into Prabhupada's purpose. Prabhupada, I was expecting that someone mentioned the first statement of Prabhupada in the purpose. Very, direct. Prabhupada says, devotional service is not a matter of sentimental speculation or imaginative ecstasy. Okay? It's not a mental speculation or imaginative ecstasy. No, that is not devotional service. Prabhupada started from beginning. The substance is practical activity. Srila Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu mentioned Haya Bila Sitam Sunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam Halukuyena Krishnanu Shenanam Bhakti Uttama. Okay? Uttama Bhakti or devotional, unalloyed devotion to the Supreme Personality of God as Sri Krishna involves the rendering of devotional service in a way that is favorable to the Lord. So devotional service have to be rendered favorably to the Lord. This is very, very important. So I was Bhagavad Gita chapter 6. Let me quickly read. Chapter 18. 1 minute. The purport, Srila Prabhupada gave very nice 1866. In the purport, I want to read very nice that shloka of surrendering. I want to analyze it one by one so that we can understand what Srila Rupa Goswami is explaining this. So in the purport of Bhagavad Gita 1866, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that the process of surrender to Krishna is described in the Ari Bhakti Vilas 11.676. Alukuyasya salkapa pratikuyasya varjanam rakshishya sthiti vishwaso kopritritve varanantata atma nipeksha kanpaye sadvida sharanagati. So when we talk about surrendering to the Lord, surrender to the Lord means following these 6 principles. What is that? Alukuyasya sankalpa. Taking vow to accept those things that are favorable to devotional service. Prachikulasya varjana. Rejecting all those things that are not favorable to devotional service. This is the beginning of devotionals of surrender. When you say surrender, because the goal of life is to surrender to Krishna. Sarva dharma parityaja mame kam sanana braja. Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. The goal of our life is to completely surrender to Krishna. But this surrendering process starts with these 2 principles. Accepting those things that are favorable to devotional service and rejecting those things that are not favorable to our devotional service. So Srila Rupa Goswami started this very wonderful, concise literature by mentioning those things that are not favorable to devotional service. Now he's talking about the 6 things that are favorable to devotional service. So we have to take it very serious. And Prabhupada said this purpose very wonderfully. Devotional service is not a matter of mental speculation. I love Krishna, or imaginative ecstasy. You know, when you go in there, you understand what they mean by imaginative ecstasy. You know, it's not like that. It's a practical activity. If you love someone, you have to show it to that person you love the person. Not I love you, I love you, I love you, only in mouth, no action. Love is an action word. Love is an action word. If you love someone, you have to, act. You have to act on it. Okay? So Prabhupada started the purport by mentioning what the pure devotional service means. Aya bila sitam shunyam. Jnana karmadi anavritam. Alukuyena krishnanu shananam bhakti uttama. So the pure devotional service means halukuyena krishnanu shananam. Engaging in those favorable things. Engaging in favorable activities that is pleasing to Krishna. Because if you read the Canto 7 of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Narada Muni was discussing with Yudhishthira Maharaj about devotional service, and he was asking Yudhishthira Maharaj, when you say devotional service means to always constantly thinking of Krishna, be absorbed in Krishna, then why is Kamsa so much absorbed in Krishna? Why? He's supposed to be the best devotee. You know, Kamsa, if he's eating food and there's a yellow color in that food, immediately we see Krishna. If Kamsa is moving and he will see the peak of feather, it was just practically seeing Krishna everywhere. Everything will remind Kamsa of Krishna. But the point is that devotional service? No. Because why? It's not favorable, it's not pleasing to Krishna. So the symptom of pure devotional service is favorable to Alukuyena Krishna no Shananam. Anya bila shitam shunyam. Anya bila Abhilashita means material desires. Anya, others and desires, etc. and desire, shunyam, become zero. All kind of desire become zero. All material desire to merge into the Lord, desire for mystic power, desire for fame, desire for position, all this desire, bilashitam, become zero. Sunyam. Jnana, karmadi, mental speculation, and fruitive activity, kamakanda, and every time it's completely gone. Then the devotee render favorable devotional service to Krishna. Alukuyena Krishna no Shinanam Bhakti Uttama. That is the highest platform of pure devotional service, as described by Srila Rupa Goswami in his Supanjana Shamrita. Okay, so that is the definition given by Prabhupada. We should memorize that definition of Uttama Bhakti, the highest, the pure devotional service. Anya Bila Shitam Shunya, we should memorize. It's a very nice verse, okay? Then Krishna Prabhupada continues. Bhakti is a sort of cultivation. Bhakti is a sort of cultivation. When you say something is cultivation, what does that mean? I want us to discuss English now.
Cultivation. Cultivation.
Yes.
Cultivation is also like nourishing.
Okay.
It will like, how do you call it?
Anybody who want to give his own contribution, you can unmute yourself, please.
Yeah. Cultivate. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead, Prabhuji.
Okay. Yeah. Cultivation we can understand, or a good example is like cultivating a land when we're growing crops or plants or vegetables. So it's like growing our own plant. So this is a good example for cultivation.
Very nice. Very good example. Actually, giving an example is the best way of defining it, something. Okay? So cultivation, I mean, example like like cultivating a land. So Papa mentioned here, Bhakti is a sort of cultivation. What does that mean? It means that when we come to devotional part, Brahmanda Brahmite Purna Bhagya Jiva Krishna Guru Krishna Prasade Patala Bhakta Lakti Brahmanda Brahmite Purna Bhagya Jiva. What does that mean? We have been going from one planet to another planet, going from all the Brahmanda, moving around the universe. Then if someone is favored by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, you get the seed of Bhakti. As Papa mentioned here, Bhakti is a sort of motivation. Because by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, we get the seed of Bhakti. And once you get that seed of Bhakti, you have to cultivate it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained very nicely in Chaitanya Charitamrita that once we start cultivating the Bhakti, so many other weeds will grow around the Bhakti. And a devotee who want to harvest the fruit of Bhakti, which is Krishna Prem, must be careful to consciously try to remove the weeds around the Bhakti.
Yeah.
So what are those weeds? Desire for position, desire for honor, desire for adoration, desire for fame, desire for wealth, desire for the opposite sex. All these, they are the weeds that will start growing along the Bhakti. Some of them look very, very similar to the Bhakti weed crop. Have you ever seen when you plant a seed before, then when the seed will start growing, some weeds that will look like that crop will start growing along the weeds. Sometimes if you are not careful, you remove the crops, trying to remove the weeds. Have you not noticed that before? If you are a farmer, you understand what I'm saying. So, Prabhupada is saying here is a sort of cultivation. We have to cultivate it. And what are those favorable things for cultivation? Just like for you to cultivate your farm, you need a good weather, you need a nice fertile soil, and all those things. So here in this verse we are studying, we have been given those things that are favorable for this cultivation of Bhakti. So as soon as we say cultivation, we must refer to activity. Cultivation of spirituality does not mean sitting down idly for meditation, as some pseudo-yogis teach. Such idle meditation may be good for those who have no information of devotional service. And for this reason, it is sometimes recommended as a way to check distracting material activities. Meditation means stopping all nonsensical activities, at least for the time being. Devotional service, however, not only puts an end to all nonsensical mundane activities, but also engages one in meaningful devotional activities. So Srila Prahlad Maharaj recommends Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Padasevanam, Archanam Vadanam Raksyam, Sakyam Atma Nivedanam. The 9 processes of devotional service as follows: hearing the name and glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who attained perfection by this? Hearing the glories and the name and glories of. Who attained perfection by hearing this? Okay, let's continue. Second one, chanting his glories. Who attained perfection by chanting the glories of Krishna?
Was that Haridas Thakur?
Chanting his glory is Shukadev Goswami, actually. Yes, chanting, yes, Japa Nama Acharya readers is the Acharya of chanting the holy name. Actually, it's mentioned that according to this 9 places mentioned by Prahlad Maharaj, the Shukadev Goswami who attained perfection by chanting the Srimad Bhagavatam. And hearing the names of Krishna, hearing these glories is Parishit Maharaj who had from Shukadev Goswami. Okay. Then the third one is remembering the Lord. Who attained perfection by remembering the Lord? Let's feel free to participate.
Gajendra?
Huh?
Gajendra the elephant. He also remembered the Lord.
Remembering the Lord is Prahlad Maharaj. I'm talking regarding these 9 processes of Bhakti mentioned here. So it's Prahlad Maharaj, you attain perfection by remembering the Lord. Okay? Who attain perfection by serving the Lord's feet? Try. If you get it wrong, we correct you, then you will learn from that. Then you always remember. Who attain perfection by serving the Lord's feet? Is somebody checking on internet? Who attain perfection by serving the Lord's feet? Lakshmi Devi. Yes. Who attain perfection by worshiping the deity? Who attain perfection by worshiping the deity?
Was that Ambarish Maharaj?
Yeah, actually, Ambarish Maharaj attained perfection by performing all of them. But worshiping the deity is Prithu Maharaj. Okay, you can take note. Then offering obeisances unto the Lord. Who attained perfection? Someone wants to try? Actually, this offering obeisances unto the Lord also can mean offering prayers also. Vandanam. Okay. Offering obeisances also can mean offering prayer to the Lord. Who attained perfection by doing that? According to this 9 processes mentioned here, Srila Prabhupada explained in many places. Those who have attained perfection by performing each one of them. So let me just say it, save our time. Offering obeisances is Apura. Apura offering obeisances or prayers to the Lord, they attain perfection. Okay. Then acting as the Lord's servant is Hanuman. Okay, and making friend with the Lord is Arjuna. And surrendering oneself fully to the Lord is Bali Maharaj. Okay, so these are those people who attain perfection by this 9 processes of bhakti. Shoshavana or hearing is the first step in acquiring transcendental knowledge. One should not give oral reception to unauthorized persons, but should approach the proper person as recommended in Bhagavad Gita 4:34. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadeshyanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadashina. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. It is further recommended in the Mudanka Upanishad, Tad Biganta Sa Guru Eba Bigashet. To understand that the transcendental science, one must approach a bona fide spiritual master. Thus, this method of submissive receiving transcendental confidential knowledge is not merely based on mental speculation. Yeah, Prabhupada again quoted this verse I cited in the beginning. Brahmanda Brahmite Konam Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Latabija. In the course of traversing the universal creation of Brahman, some fortunate soul may receive the seed of Bhakti Lata, the creeper of devotional service. This is all by the grace of Guru and Krishna. This is in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 19:151. So the material world is a place of confinement for the living entity who are by nature Ananda Maya, pleasure seeking. We are all seeking for pleasure. They actually want to be free from the confinement of this world of conditional happiness. But not knowing the process of liberation, they are bound to transmigrate from one species of life to another and from one planet to another. In this way, The living entity are wandering throughout the material universe. When by good fortune one comes in contact with a pure devotee and hear from him patiently, one begins to follow the path of devotional service. Such an opportunity is offered to a person who is sincere. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is giving such a chance to humanity at large. If by fortune one takes advantage of this opportunity to engage in devotional service, the path of liberation immediately opens. So this is Prabhupada mentioning about the mood and mission. This is the mission of ISKCON, International Society. Sometimes when we see this in purpose, this Prabhupada is reminding us of the mission of ISKCON. Our mission is to remind the living entity they have forgot, about Krishna, to remind them about Krishna, to tell them about their constitutional position. What is our constitutional position? Our constitutional position is that we are eternal servant of Krishna. That is our constitutional position. Every other position fall under this. Just like in every country, we have constitutional law. Every other law in that country comes in from the constitution, isn't it? Yes. So our constitutional position is that we are eternal servant of Krishna. Once we get this right, and it's very deep in our consciousness, then we get other occupational duty right. If we don't get it right, we don't get other things in our life right. There are 4 goals of life. Everything begins with Dharma. Dharma, if you want to enjoy life according to God's arrangement, first you have to be religious. Then you have to begin economic development. Then you can engage in sense gratification, and ultimately then you have to attain liberation. So God has given us a perfect arrangement for following on how to navigate this world. If you follow him, we'll be happy. Okay? So any comment, questions so far?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you mentioned about Dharma.
You say what?
You mentioned about Dharma. So how will you know that you're following your Dharma properly?
How do you know that you are following your Dharma properly?
Yes.
If you are happy, then you know you are following your Dharma properly. That is a sign. If you're not happy, there's something wrong with your Dharma.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, because Prabhupada says, actually there is no direct English word for Dharma. So he said, the closest is religion. And Prabhupada gave a very good example of how to explain Dharma. He said, Dharma means that which cannot be separated from that substance. For example, what is the Dharma of sugar? Somebody can tell me?
Sugar?
Yeah, what is the Dharma of sugar?
To make the coffee sweet.
Huh?
To make any drink sweet?
Yeah, sweetness is the Dharma of sugar. What is the Dharma of fire?
To burn.
Heat is the Dharma of fire. When you say there is fire, means there is heat. Okay? Yes. What is the Dharma of water?
Water?
The Dharma of water is liquidity. When water attains ice, it's in its unnatural nature. Once it comes under its natural nature, it becomes liquid again. Okay? So Dharma means that which cannot, that the intrinsic part of that, substance is called Dharma. So what is the Dharma of the soul? The dharma of the soul is to serve. Now, serving, you can either serve your nation, serve your community, serve the United Nations, the world, or you serve God. Whatever service we are doing in this world fall under these categories. But the living entity must serve. That is our dharma, being a servant. But we can only become truly happy when we serve Krishna. There are some happiness in serving others. Some happiness is there. Just like when we selfless serve others, we become happy. Because that is the nature of the soul, to serve selflessly. So that's why I'm saying, how do you know you are doing your dharma? When you are happy. Because when you are doing your dharma, you are serving, you become happy, then you are really engaging in your dharma. Because it means that your soul is satisfied. Then you'll be happy. Okay, any other comments? Okay, let's continue. Who wants to read? Let me share. I want someone to read now. The fastest to open his mind to read, we read. Yeah, we start from here.
One should accept this opportunity to return home back to Godhead very enthusiastically. Without enthusiasm, one cannot be successful. Even in the material world, one has to be very enthusiastic in his particular field of activity in order to become successful. A student, businessman, artist, or anyone else who wants success in his line must be enthusiastic. Similarly, one has to be very enthusiastic in devotional service. Enthusiasm means action, but action for whom? The answer is that one should always act for Krishna. Krishnartha Kila Sesta Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Of life, one has to perform devotional service and activities under the direction of the spiritual master in order to attain perfection in Bhakti Yoga. It is not that one has to confine or narrow one's activities. Krishna is all pervading, therefore nothing is independent of Krishna, as Krishna himself states in Bhagavad Gita, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina matstani sarva bhutani na chaham ches avastita. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master, one has to make everything favorable for Krishna service. For example, at present, we are using a dictaphone. The materialist who invented this machine intended it for businessmen or writers of mundane subject matters. He certainly never thought of using the dictaphone in God's service. But we are using this dictaphone to write Krishna conscious literature. Of course, the manufacture of the dictaphone is wholly within the energy of Krishna. All the parts of the instrument, including the electronic functions, are made from different combinations and of material energy, namely Bhumi, Jala, Agni, Vayu, and Akasha. The inventor used his brain to make this complicated machine, and his brain, as well as the ingredients, were supplied by Krishna. According to the statement of Krishna, Matstani, Parbhutani, everything is dependent on my energy. Thus, the devotee can understand that since nothing is independent of Krishna's energy, everything should be dovetailed in his service. Endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna consciousness is
Thank you. So, thank you very much, Pitamba Prabhu. Endeavoring with enthusiasm, being enthusiastic is very, very important, like Prabhupada mentioned. Because in every activity we are doing, we need enthusiasm for us to succeed. If there's no enthusiasm, there's no success. Okay? We have to chant our rounds enthusiastically. Sometimes our mind does not like to chant. but we have to pick our beat and chant. Okay? We don't like to wake up in the morning to do Magalati, but we have to do it anyway with enthusiasm. So enthusiasm is very, very important. It's very, very important. Even when you don't have enthusiasm, still, you have to encourage yourself enthusiastically to continue to. Like Prabhupada, the devotee asked Prabhupada, because Prabhupada said we should dance in front of the deity. Say, Prabhupada, sometimes I don't feel like dancing. And Prabhupada say, even though if you don't feel like dancing, dance anyway, then the enthusiasm will come. You'll be want to do it. Once you start dancing, then you will start feeling some, happiness in your body. Then before you know, you're dancing enthusiastically, you're happy. So even though you don't like to dance, you have to enthusiastically force yourself to dance. Then enthusiasm will come. Some of us, we have to walk. So we have to go to work. We have to wake up in the morning. You have to, sometimes we have to travel long distance to go to our work. Without enthusiasm, we cannot do that. So we need same enthusiasm in engaging in devotional service. We have to chant our rounds. We have to read the scripture just like we are doing now. Because of enthusiasm, we are coming every Monday to Friday. So this enthusiasm, we have to sustain it. Very, very important. We're going to finish 8:15 again. So let's read furthermore. Okay. We continue from where we stop. Papa is going to talk about the second point now. Someone want to read?
In all phases of life? No, where are we up to? One should return home. Where are we up to?
Endeavor. Are you not following us?
I'm using I'm using on my phone.
Okay.
Endeavor, huh? Hold on. Endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna consciousness is called utsaha, or enthusiasm. The devotees find the correct means by which everything can be utilized in the service of the Lord. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagya Muchyate. The execution of devotional service is not a matter of idle meditation, but practical action in the foreground of spiritual life. These activities must be executed with patience. One should not be impatient in Krishna consciousness. Indeed, this Krishna consciousness movement was started single-handedly. And in the beginning, there was no response. But because we continued to execute our devotional activities with patience, people gradually began to understand the importance of this movement, and now they are eagerly participating. We should not be impatient in discharging devotional service, but should take instructions from the spiritual master and execute them with patience, depending on the mercy of Guru and Krishna. The successful execution of Krishna conscious activities requires both patience and confidence. A newly married girl naturally expects offspring from her husband, but she cannot expect to have them right away. Expect to have immediately after marriage. Of course, as soon as she is married, she can attempt to get a child, but she must surrender to her husband, confident that her child will develop to be born in due time. Similarly, in devotional service, surrender means that one has to become confident. The devotee thinks, Avaksha Vakshibe Krishna. Krishna will surely protect me and give me help for the successful execution of devotional service. This is called confidence. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Continue, or you want to say something?
Yeah, I particularly want to share something. Thank you. So we have to be confident that we are going to achieve the perfection of devotional service. Once we are enthusiastically engaged in devotional service, we have to be confident. Like Krishna mentioned, Krishna love when we have so much confidence in him. I always love the story of Srivas Thakur. I know many of you know it. You know, when the Chaitanya Prabhu asked him to go and work, he said he will not work. And he showed his faith in the Lord. And the Lord said, oh, I'm very happy with you, Srivas. So the Lord love when we have so much faith in him. So same thing also when we have so much confidence in the Lord, the Lord, really love that. And we have to be patient. Papa gave a very nice example. A child who just got married, may want a baby immediately, but he has to surrender to her husband and wait for another 9 months. So it means that we don't know how many lifetimes we have been moving here and there, committing all kind of sinful activity. Now we begin devotional service. We have to be confident and be patient for the result of devotional service. We don't not like we want the result immediately. And if we don't get, then we lose faith in the process. No, it's not like that. So we have to be confident and wait and be patient about devotional service. This is very, very important. Very, very important. When Prabhupada wanted to start this movement, when he went to America, Radhana Swami Maharaj was narrating this wonderful pastime. So Prabhupada, before the movement really pick up, every now and then, Prabhupada will go and check. Because nothing was really, that in the beginning, nothing was happening. Just like Prabhupada mentioned, he started the movement. So in the beginning, nothing was happening. So every time he will go and check to go and see whether the ship is going back to India so that I can go back to India. So every again, he will say, okay, when he get to the ship, he said, let me go and try one more time. Then again, when nothing is happening, we go back to the ship to go and check whether something is happening. Then again, we say, let me go and check. Let me go and try one more time. So Papa keep on going like this until after 1 year, then everything started. Because he has so much confidence and faith in Krishna and was patient before everything now took up. And now that is what we are enjoying. We are enjoying Prabhupada enthusiasm, confidence, and being patient with Krishna. So the same thing also we have to apply in our devotional life. It's very, very important. We have to remember this Prabhupada's example of a child, of a woman who just got married, want a baby. We have to calm down. So whatever we are reading the scripture, if we're not experiencing them now, we just have to be patient and sincerely continue to practice. We are going to experience them one day, but we have to be patient. That's a very, very important point. We have to take note of this. Any comment, contribution?
No.
Yeah, let's continue.
Sila na. Ayan. Mabilis.
You want to read?
You listen.
Yeah. Okay. As already explained, one should not be idle, but should be very enthusiastic about executing the regulative principle. Tat karma pravartana. Neglect of the regulative principle will destroy devotional service. In this Krishna consciousness movement, there are 4 basic regulative principles: forbidding illicit sex, eating, gambling, and intoxication. A devotee must be very enthusiastic about following this principle. If he becomes slack in following any of them, his progress will certainly be cheap. Srila Rupa Goswami therefore recommends Tattva Karma Pravartana. One must strictly follow the regulative principles of Vaidhi Bhakta. In addition to these 4 prohibitions, yama, they are positive regulative principles. Niyama, such as this daily chanting of 16 rounds or japa mala beads. These regulative activities must be faithfully performed with enthusiasm. This is called Tattat Karma Pravartana, or varied engagement in devotional service. Furthermore, in order to be successful in devotional service, one must give up the association of undesirable people. This included karmis, jnanis, yogis, and other non-devotees. Once Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu was asked by one of his householder devotee about the general principle of Vaishnavism as well as general routine activities of Vaishnava, in Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu immediately replied, Asat Sangha Sangha e Vaishnava Acharya. Characteristically, Vaishnava is one who gives up the association of worldly people or non-devotees. Sira Narottama Das Thakur has therefore recommended Tandera Karana Sabi Bhakta Sani Bhata. One has to live in the company of pure devotee or in execute of regulative principle laid down by the previous acharyas, the Goswami, namely Sira Rupa Goswami, Sira Satana Goswami, Sira Jiva Goswami, Sira Ragnahota Dasa Goswami, Sira Gopala Bhatta Goswami, and Sira Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami. If one lives in the association of devotees, there is little chance of associating with non-devotees. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is opening many centers just to invite people to live company of devotees and practice the regulative principle in spiritual life. Devotional service means transcendental activities. On the transcendental platform, there's no contamination by the three modes of material nature. This is called Visuddha Sattva. The platform of pure goodness or goodness free from contamination by the qualities of passion and ignorance. In this Krishna consciousness movement, we require everyone to rise early in the morning by 4 o'clock and attend Mangala Arati or morning worship, then read Srimad Bhagavatam, perform Kirtana, and so forth. Those we hold continuous activities and devotional service 24 hours daily. This is called Sato Verti, or following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas, who expertly filled every moment of time with Krishna consciousness activities. If one strictly follow the advice given this verse by Sri Rupa Goswami, namely being enthusiastic, being confident, being patient, give up of the association of unwanted persons. Following the regulative principle is remaining in the association of devotees. One is sure to advance in devotional service. In this regard, sila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur remarks that cultivation of knowledge by philosophical speculation, the collection of mundane opulence by the advancement of perceived activities, and the desire of yoga, these material perfections are all contrary to the principles of devotional service. One has to become thoroughly such non-permanent activities and turn in his attention instead to the regulative principle of devotional service. According to the Bhagavad Gita 2.69, Ya Nisa Sarva Bhutanam, Tasyam Jagarti Samyami, Yasyam Jagarti Bhutani, Sa Nisa Pasyato Munihi. What is night for all beings is the time of awaking for the self-control. And one time of awaking for all beings is night for introspective sage. Engagement in the devotional service of the Lord is the life of soul of the living entity. It is desire, goal, and supreme perfection of human life. One has to become confident about this. And one also has to be confident that all activities other than devotional service, such as mental speculation, routine work, or mistake endeavor, will never yield any enduring benefit. Complete confidence in the path of devotional service. Will will want to attain his desired goal, but attempting to follow other paths will only succeed in making one reckless. In the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated, one must be calmly convinced that those who have given up devotional service to engage service and austerities for other purpose are not purified in their minds despite their advanced austerities because they have no information of transcendental loving service of the Lord. Okay.
Someone else can read.
Yeah.
It is further stated in the 10th canto, although mental speculators and fruitive actors may perform great austerities and penances, they still fall down because they do not have information about the lotus feet of the Lord. The devotees of the Lord, however, never fall down. In Bhagavad Gita 9.31, the Supreme Personality of Godhead assures Arjuna, Kaunteya Pratejyanehena Name Bhakta Pranasyate. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Again in Bhagavad Gita 2.40, Krishna says, Niha Bikrama Nasuste Pratyavayo na Vedyate Kalpam Naksha Dharmasya Trayat Pabayat. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and little advancement on path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Devotional service is so pure and perfect that once having begun, one is forcibly dragged to ultimate success. Sometimes a person will give up his ordinary material engagement and out of sentiment take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, and thus begin the preliminary execution of devotional service. Even if such an immature devotee falls down, there is no loss on his part. On the other hand, what is the gain of one who executes the prescribed duties according to his varna and ashrama, but does not take to devotional service? Although a fallen devotee may take his next birth in a low family, his devotional service will nonetheless resume from where it left off. Devotional service is ahaituke aparate hata. It is not the effect of any mundane cause, nor can it be terminated by any mundane cause or permanent curtailed by any material interruption. Therefore, a devotee should be confident about his engagement and should not be very interested in the activities of karmis, jnanis, and yogis. There are certainly many good qualities among fruitive actors, philosophical speculator, and mystic yogis, but all good qualities automatically develop in the character of the devotee. No extraneous endeavor is needed, as confirmed by Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 18, Text 12. All the good qualities of the demigods manifest progressively in one who has developed pure devotional service. Because a devotee is not interested in any material activity, he does not become materially contaminated. He is immediately situated on the platform of transcendental life. However, one who engaged in mundane activity, be he as so-called jnani, yogi, karmi, philanthropist, nationalist, or whatever, cannot attain the higher stage of Mahatma. He remains Duratma or crippled-minded person. According to Bhagavad Gita 9.13, Mahatmanas tumam partha, daivim praktim asritaha, prajante ananya manaso, natva butadem avyayam. O son of Rita, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they knew me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. original, and inexhaustible. Since all the devotees of the Lord are under the protection of His supreme potency, they should not deviate from the path of devotional service and take to the path of karmi, gyani, or yogi. This is called utsahan, nishkayad, drayat, tat, karma, pravattanat. Enthusiastically executing the regulative activities of devotional service with patience and confidence. In this way, one can advance in devotional service without hindrance. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So this is very, very important. The Prabhupada have explained everything in the purport. Prabhupada explained that if one give up, this actually is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, quoting Narada Muni. If a devotee give up everything and totally surrender to Krishna, and due to immaturity, apakwa, due to immaturity, called apakwa, the devotee may fall down. But there is no loss anyway, because whatever devotional service he has done, whatever devotional service that the body has performed, we still remain for him in his next life. We continue from where he stopped. So that is why, engaging devotional service enthusiastically is very, very important. And Srila Bhakti Thakur says, until confidence is attained, is achieved, one will remain doubtful. So we have to be very confident on the part of devotional service. Until confidence is achieved, one will remain doubtful. And for one who is doubtful, a person who is never achieved auspiciousness. So doubt will remain there. But we have to study the scriptures we are doing now so that we can remove the doubt and become confident, have faith in devotional service. It's very, very important. So I'll quickly read here a quote from Bhagavad Gita. It says, "For ignorant and faithless persons who doubt the revealed scripture, who do not attain God consciousness, they fall down. For the doubting soul, there is no happiness neither in this world nor in the next." One who has faith is certainly without a doubt, because the word faith means firm conviction. So we have to develop full confidence, firm faith on the part of devotional service. Because, like Prabhupada quoted mentioned in the purport, if we don't engage in devotional service, if we are not engaging in devotional service, then there is no benefit. But if we engage in devotional service seriously and somehow due to some of our past karma, we fall down, it's okay, because wherever you stop, you continue from your next when you begin your devotional service. So this principle of favorable to devotional service is very, very important. We have to memorize this verse and remember again and again. And there is one thing that Srila Rupa Goswami mentioned 2 times. Who can tell us? He mentioned it in the previous verse and he mentioned it in this verse. Who can tell us? Then we will stop for today. Who can tell us what Srila Rupa Goswami mentioned in the previous verse and in this verse? Let's see who can discover that. Is there? We didn't get you. What did you say? What is that Srila Rupa Goswami mentioned in the previous verse, verse 2, and he's mentioning it again in verse 3 for repetition to show the importance? What is that?
Is it devotional service is a Haitukiya Pratiyata?
No, I'm talking about the verse itself. One particular thing is mentioned in different ways in the 2 verses. Who can discover that?
Jana Sangha.
And what?
And Satovrite.
No. You have mentioned one, Jana Sangha. What is it? Which word is used here in the verse?
Sangha Tyag.
Sangha Tyagat. Very good. Thank you. So these 2 things means the same thing. but it's mentioned in different ways to emphasize the importance. What is the meaning of Jana Sangha in the previous verse?
Associating with worldly minded persons.
One should do what? One should avoid it, isn't it? What is the meaning of Sangha Tyagat mentioned in this verse?
To give up.
To give up what?
To give up association of non-devotees.
Very good. It's the same thing mentioned in different way. It means that if we have to succeed in devotional service, we have to give up the association of non-devotee. Very, very important. So you see these two words used in different way. Jana Sangha and Sangha Tyagat. Mentioned. It's the same emphasis. Whenever the scripture made emphasis, means that thing is very, very important for success. Very important. So avoiding the association of non-devotee or worldly minded people is very, very important for us to make spiritual progress, to become successful in spiritual life. You see, the same thing mentioned in different ways. So we have to take note of this. Very, very important. I will just say one story about association, because every day we are associating. So somebody may say, then how can we do our work? How can we work? Because we have to go and work. How can we work and not be able to associate? I will give them one very short story for those who are working. So it is mentioned that one day, crocodile, he came to the seashore to invite a monkey for lunch in his house. He said, hey, monkey, my friend, my wife has made a very nice lunch. Come and eat with me. And the crocodile, the monkey was so, very happy, very enthusiastic, very, happy. Okay, let's go for lunch. He jumped on the back of the crocodile. Piam. So as the crocodile was taking the monkey, and they got to the middle of the river, and the crocodile was laughing. Ha, 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 ha. He was laughing. And the monkey said, why are you laughing? He said, you know what we are going to take as lunch in my house? He said, what?
Heart.
He said, your heart. We are going to eat your heart. Eat your heart. And the monkey was very smart. He said, my heart. Oh, why you have not told me at the seashore? I left my heart on the tree. Oh, the crocodile said, oh, you left your heart on the tree? He said, yes. You have to take me back so that I can pick my heart, so that you can enjoy the heart. And foolishly, the crocodile took him back to the shore. So the monkey jumped out of the back of the crocodile and jumped on top of the tree. And the crocodile said, come, let's go. He said, no, bye-bye. I'm not going again. So the monkey was very smart. So what is the moral of this story? The moral of the story is that when we are going out there to associate with other people, when we are walking, we should keep our heart in the temple. We should keep our heart with the devotees. We should not give our hearts to them, okay? Because if they eat your heart, you are finished. So we should keep our heart in the temple. We should keep our heart with the devotees. In that way, whenever they ask for our heart, we say, oh, I forgot my heart in the temple. Let me go and bring it. So that is the moral of the story. That when we are associating with worldly minded people, we should not be intimate with them. We are going to see in the next verse, Srila Rupa Goswami is going to explain how to associate with devotee. Okay? How to really associate with devotee. Because since it's very, very important, it's mentioned in 2 verses, avoiding the association of non-devotee and giving up the association of worldly minded people. Since this thing is very important, so Srila Rupa Goswami is going to mention how to do that in the association of devotee. So in the next verse, let me quickly go there, then we stop for today. In the next verse, that is verse number 4. 1 minute. Thank you for staying now. Okay. So Srila Rupa Goswami is going to explain how to associate with devotee, dadati, pratignanti, guyanti, aket. So, because it's very, very important, this association, because we have to avoid the association of worldly people. We have to association of non-devotee. Okay, so association with devotee is very, very important. So in the next verse, Srila Rupa Goswami is going to explain to us how to associate with devotee. Please let us read tomorrow how you are going to practically apply the principle of the association with devotee in your life. Now, I'm saying we should read the verse and the purport and come out with our own practical application. Don't come and read for me from Prabhupada's book tomorrow. You should say, okay, in the purport, Prabhupada said like this, and this is how I'm going to personally apply it. This is the assignment for tomorrow. Please, let's take this assignment serious so that we can all enjoy studying this together. Okay? Are we going to do that tomorrow, please?
Ribo, yes.
Yes, Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Very good. So tomorrow, let us read. 1 hour, 2 hours is enough. Let us read and see what Papa said in the purport about this association with how to relate with devotees. And from there, now we are beginning to enter into the interesting part of this. Srila Rupa Goswami started by telling us what we should avoid. Now he has explained to us what we should embrace in practicing devotional service. Now he's really going to take us to the level how to really associate with devotee. Then he will take us to how to chant the holy name of Krishna, how to really associate with different levels of devotees. So gradually he's going to take us through this part, how to really engage in devotional service. Okay? So see you tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Vanchakalpa, Therapist.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Sorry, we went.
Thank you.
Sorry, we went over 30, almost 30 minutes. Actually, this is supposed to be for 2 hours, but we are just stretching ourselves for 1 hour. So please, sometimes if we go beyond 1 hour, just let's bear it, please. Huh?
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.